Hi everyone, and welcome to my online Color My World class where we focus on different coloring techniques. And for the first class, I will be showing you how to use the blendability markers. So the blendabilities are alcohol-based markers that Stampin' Up! Just released, and here are the sets that are currently available for demonstrators only. For the rest, they will be available on June 2nd, I believe. So we have 6 color families, not 6 color families, but 6 colors, and then we have the skin tone assortment. So we have pumpkin pie, we have old olive, we have coastal cabana, daffodil delight, cherry cobbler, and rich raspberry. As well, there's a memento impact, which is perfect for alcohol-based markers. And then I picked this new stamp. It's called Blended Bloom, that I will showing you. I'll be coloring the sample for you today. And that was just the images at 50%. This is the whole image. It's pretty large flower. So I will ink it up and I'll stamp it on my Whisper White cardstock. So I'll just stamp it. I'll cut it out afterwards, so it doesn't really matter the position where it's stamped. And I will do, I'll use rich raspberry. So, but before I start coloring or showing you how to color, I'll show you some features of these alcohol-based markers. They're very similar to the Copic markers, though they're not refillable, but they're much cheaper than the Copic marker. Set of 3 markers will be $11.95. So, and they're pretty affordable. They have a brush tip, and then they have a tin tip, which is like kind of ballpoint. And so they're kind of square or rectangular shape, so they don't fall off of the desk or your working areas. So when you open them, this is the brush tip, and compared to felt tips, this is a nylon tip, which has longer life, so it won't start fraying or anything like that. And then there's the smaller tip, which is great for small areas. So we have, for example, this is the rich raspberry. So we have 3 markers in the set, and they're marked with rich raspberry, all of them, and then the lightest says light, the medium says medium, and the darkest says dark. So that way you know they're from the same set and they're perfect for shading. So for now I showed you the ones that we have, but I just want to show you a couple techniques. When you come for blending, I've done this a little sample sheet while I was on the plane today, and those are how the colors blend from darkest to lightest. So one technique that I use is I start with the darkest color and then I move on to lighter. I'll put this aside, but I'll just show you something. So instead of there's not right or wrong way for coloring, they're just ways how I color. And let me just open them. I'll open the brush tip for side for each one, all of them. Just the rich raspberry. So you start coloring, you don't put a lot of pressure. You just okay, let me, so this doesn't bleed. I'll put something else underneath. So I'll put those stacks of paper because they can bleed through the paper. So you go like a check mark, you put pressure, and then you just lift the tip of the marker like that. So you see here on this end where you started, it's a little bit darker and then goes towards lighter. So when you work with and again I said there's no right or wrong way doing this. You can do circular motions too and then go with a lighter color. It's completely up to you, but this is the easiest way for blending. So just do like this, and usually I have all of three markers, or if I blend just with two in my hand, because you need to work pretty quickly in a small area so the ink doesn't dry, so you achieve much smoother look on your area where you're coloring. So you start with the lighter one, with the darkest one, so, and you just go like that. And if you have smaller area, just like press with just the tip, just like doing check marks, and then with the just from the ends of that, pull with the lighter color, and then again with the lightest one. So you're taking that ink and you're blending it to the lightest one, and then you can go again so you get fully blended look, and then again with the medium, and then with the lightest. So you're basically pulling the color, the darkest color with the medium marker, and then the medium color with the lightest marker, and you get this nice blended look. So other thing is, again, you can do like the circular motions, but I think this requires more time and more ink, and the results are not as smooth. So you can do, usually I do this for smaller areas. For a larger one, I use this technique. And then I forgot to mention, besides the markers, there's a color lifter, which for the copying markers known as a colorless blender. And it's not at my table right now, so I still haven't opened it. So here it is. This is the colorless blender, and you can fix your mistakes with this, or just make highlights, because this removes the color or pushes it on the back of the paper. So we'll do here, see how the purple is disappearing. So this is very good for fixing mistakes. And another thing we'll use the colorless blender is to blend colored pencils like Prismacolor or the Caran d'Ache Luminance. So you'll see here like the purple is getting through, and here you can see the saturation of the cardstock with the color. So okay, let's get started. Okay, again, I'll open my last marker, and I don't know what I did with my flower. Okay, there it is. So here is my stem flower, blended bloom, and again I'll start with the darkest color. I'll just pull that color starting from the edges where I want to be darkest, and then I go with the medium shade, and then the lightest one, and then we'll go again so you can and then this will be so, and then I'll go again. I'll just use the tip of the marker, just the side of the tip, not the actual tip, and just make this side darker. And then I'll go with the medium. And then the lightest one. So, and then this is still very wet, so when it dries it will become a little bit lighter. And now if I want to add a highlight or something, I can use the colorless blender. I just have trouble opening it. Okay, and I want to just do a little highlight there, and you'll see how it will get, as it dries it will become lighter. So there we go. Now we can go color the rest of the flower the same way, and I just turn the paper in the direction it's easiest for me to color, instead of turning the markers. or bending my hand. Okay. And now I'll go with little strokes, shorter strokes. And then with the lighter one, which is medium. And then the lightest one, which is actually the light one. So here you notice that I went a little bit over the line, so I'll just take my colorless blender, kind of push that color, I don't know if you can see, push it towards the stamp line. So there you go. And then, as I said, you can start actually from the lightest color and just in circular motion color the whole petal. This is another technique that you could do. Then go with the medium. Where you want to be darker. And then with the darkest one, just do your darkest points. Then you can go again back with the medium one, kind of blend those edges, and then go with the lightest one and blend the rest. So there's another one you can do. You can see the results are pretty much the same. And then third one is starting from the darkest, again in circular motions. Kind of do your highlight, not highlights, but the dark lights. So then go with the medium one. Gonna start from the edges, gonna blend them in. And then with the lightest one. And blend them in again. Then I see here I still can see the line, so I'm going with the medium one and trying to blend that in. Then again with the lightest one. So there's some tips, ways to color with those. It's very easy and the results are pretty good. And then when we come for if we want to color actual people, then when we have a smaller areas like in the set that is in this together, I'll show you just a little bit. So okay, I'll put this aside. So I'll take a new piece of paper. Again, I'm using Whisper White, and I'll use I'm using this set in this together. It's again from the new catalog, and I'm using this lady. I'll show you a little tip for the hair. So I still haven't mounted my stamps. I received my order this morning, and as I was packing, so I packed some of my stuff to take with me. So here's the little lady. So for the hair, we have I'll be using the skin colors, and there's a brown and lighter and darker brown. I forget the names of the actual colors. So we have bronze and mocha. I'll be using that for the color, and I'll be using the nude for highlights. So I want to do first, what I want to do for this image is I'll put the highlights where I want to be in her hair. So if the light is coming from this way here, then it will fall, the highlights will be around here. So I'll mark that, and then we'll have some highlights here and here. So I know like this it doesn't really look well, and then I'll start with the darkest color, and I can go with strokes, not like circular motions. And then I'll take with the lighter brown and pull that color. And then I'll go with the nude where I want the highlights to be. And then I'll go with the medium, well not the medium one, but with the lighter brown, the other side. Kind of pull that color. Doesn't really come out nicely, but at the end it will look much better, trust me. So then we have the lighter. Then we have the nude. Then the ends, it will be, I'll just use the lighter brown. And then blend the edges with the nude. So there we have that part, and then we have here, using the darker one again. And then the medium brown. Actually bronze and mocha. And then nude to blend the edges. And then the browns again, the ends of the hair. And I'll usually like to work on smaller areas because they dry fast, so this way I can make sure that everything is blended before it's dried. So for this one I applied a little too much ink, so you can see that it kind of bled. So you can just close them. So that's how you can do the hair. As well for the body, you can just do the circular motions because it's so